All right, so here we have a clip of J.D. Vance talking about something that I was talking about a couple days ago.
I was talking with a friend recently, and we were talking about, one of the big dangers in the world, of course, is nuclear proliferation, though, of course, the Biden administration doesn't care about it. And I was talking about, what is the first truly Islamist country that will get a nuclear weapon? And we were like, maybe it's Iran, maybe Pakistan already kind of counts. And then we sort of finally decided maybe it's actually the UK, since Labour just took over. But
okay, so here you can kind of see Vance. He's like, what are you guys laughing about? People getting nuked and, the population of Europe being around 700 million, that's not a funny thing. What's happening in the UK, it's a very serious problem, and it's really sad. You have really good people who are having their law system weaponized against them, which is a global issue we're seeing. And this is very serious. If the UK comes under Islamist reign, you could see a lot of people, you could see a nuclear catastrophe and all of Europe getting nuked. 700 million people, right? Because you get some radical Islamist who says, yeah, we're supposed to kill everyone who's not Muslim. That doesn't really sound good to me, and it definitely doesn't sound funny, right? So Proverbs 24, don't laugh when your enemy falls. Don't gloat over his collapse, right? So we love good people. Now, the Bible does also say, when the wicked rejoice, the righteous perish. But the word wicked in Greek can also be interpreted as evil. When evil men, people who are doing really evil stuff, and the difference between wicked and evil is substantial, then you'll see people rejoice because you defeated a force of evil, right? So understanding this and what's going on in Europe, it's very important, right? Matthew 5, King James Version says, do not resist evil. So, I always thought this was an interesting translation, and it's important to understand that there's 10,000 translations of this verse-ish, right? So, not resist evil. Well, let evil win. It doesn't really sound like something Jesus would say, and interestingly enough, if you look at the actions of the Christ, it's not what Jesus was doing either, right? Here's John 2:15. Jesus made a whip from some cords and chased them all out of the temple. He drove out the sheep and cattle, scattered the money changers' coins over the floor, and turned over their tables. Does that sound like not resisting evil? So, understanding that today with these 10,000 versions of the Bible, it is going to be extremely important that you're careful with which version you choose, right? Interestingly enough, we're not hearing about much backlash in the UK. How did the Crusades take place if that was the Bible they were using? How did, any Christian great nation get established without resisting evil and driving evil out? There are from the front of the Bible to the back, there are countless verses, and all the prophets resist evil. So this verse, it's might make you a little more finance in your church. Hey, you don't have to resist evil. David did, Jesus did, Joshua did, but you don't have to resist evil. Just come, show up, pay us your money, you're good. It's not correct, I'm sorry, but and so the Disciples of Christ version of the Bible, this is the oldest version of the Bible in existence. Do not give evil cause to rise. Understanding the differences of what sounds really nice in the Bible and what's going to be good for you, your life, your nation, what's going to raise your nation up strong so that it can protect itself. It is night and day. It is completely different, and understanding that is extremely important.